We're going to follow up with another basic starter chord. This one is called a G major. So just like we learnt the C before, which is kind of a spread across the strings and across 3 frets. So remember how I said before, like guitar has got like a shape system to it. It's got like a real definite feel. Like some of the shapes will be at this end, some of them will be at this end, some of them will be across, some of them will be across multiple frets, some of them will be across 1 fret. So there's definite kind of that, a very definitive Tetris-like, that's the shape. And it's that sort of system, right? So a G is very, very, very spread across this end and across this end, and then everything else is played open. So we'll teach you it with the first 3 fingers, but this is another one of these, can learn it quite easy with the last 3 fingers kind of deals, right? So essentially you're doing this, you're playing 3 strings. You're actually playing all 6 strings, but you're fretting, meaning pushing down on strings with your fingers. You're fretting 3 strings. That's what we call it, fretting. So you'll be fretting 3 strings. Can you maybe even tell before I even tell you what they are? So it's the 2 top ones and the bottom one. So it's all the outside strings, and you play everything. And that's a definite shape, isn't it? It's that outside and outside, and that's the characteristic. So it's that shape that you're making there. Okay, so we'll go through this. We are playing, and we'll do this in tab. You ready? Okay, so we are playing a 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. Does that make sense? So we've got finger 2 on the bass E, 3rd fret. We've got finger 1 on the E string, 2nd fret. And then we've got finger 3 on the E string, that's the high E string, 3rd fret. So you see that we're playing both of those E strings as a 2 octave kind of thing, but then we are, don't worry about why it's 2 octaves. You can hear they're the same note, right? And then this A string here at the 2nd fret, right? Whenever you learn a new chord, there'll be a new challenge. It won't ring well. You'll struggle to play that chord. And there'll be that kind of issue. Again, persistence will clarify the sound. It will start to come in. The last three fingers is great, actually, for playing this. And is a nice way of learning it if you can bring yourself to doing it both ways. The reason I like the last 3 fingers is because A, it sets you up for the more other movable things that will come, but it's a little less closed off as well. So when you're playing a G, there's a lot of habit of like bringing the thumb up too high, and I've probably got bad habits now that will do stuff like that. I'll, you know, let that thumb float up and that, you know, it's not a great way to be. But sometimes this A string can get a little bit dampened if you've got like a bit of finger sticking over this A string position, and sometimes not quite ring in this position, just because of the way that it makes the middle finger arch like that, because of the approach you're putting on it. And if you bring the thumb down too far, then you can't apply the pressure properly on the fingers to get a good a grip. So when you get the last 3 fingers, I don't know what it is, but for me at least, I feel like I'm getting more clearance of the string, you know, and it gives you a little bit of other stuff you can do with this finger. And all I'm doing there is like putting it on the B string 1st fret and taking it off, and that gives you that suspended kind of movement, right? Don't worry about why that's called a suspended. Don't worry about that right now. Just let your brain take that you've heard that. That's not needed to be learned right now. First 3 fingers. And there's a G major. There it is. Fairly easy, right? Okay, get it down and then you can play your G and your C, your A minor, you know, your G. You sound like you're playing a song right now. See how I just naturally switched to the last three because that was easier. See from the C there, because the first finger was on the B string here at the first fret. To switch back to the G, I would have had to have gone like that, right? Brought the first finger all the way over to the second fret and try to get this finger down and this one across and all this. Whereas if I'm playing to the last three, right, from a C and taking it to a G, then I can just literally float these two straight up one, like that, and then just put the little finger on the E string at the third. So you see how that was a quicker transition, right? You still can do it, but it's a bit awkward, right, for really, really fast chord transitions, you know? You're just a little bit faster with the last three. It's good to learn it both ways, you know, and you'll definitely have need of it on the guitar with the last three fingers. So there's your options. There's a G major. See you at the next one.